Voice chat knows. What stock is that again? Welcome to Read the Room with Unc. What is up, everybody? This is Unc with this week's Read the Room, going over the plays, the pregame plays for the large Discord session on Sundays. Voice chat. Hope y'all are getting the best out of those. A lot of information, a lot of techniques, a lot of good perspective on the stocks that we're looking at. This one in here is pretty simple still. Just going over my basic vanilla TA plays. Um, Things that are on my levels here. Not a super lot this week because I like a lot of stuff that's still on the hot list. But I did do a couple scans that we'll talk about at the bottom. Going to use the EDU for those scans this week, as well as another thing that I had to do a lot of that we'll talk about in a little bit. So, without further ado, let's hop right into this. You know me, no pause, no stopping. We just go right to work. Shout out to the people that navigated the week well last week. It was not an easy week to trade with a lot of ERs and the Feds working their magic. So if you did well last week, definitely pat yourself on the back. If you made it out even, I would still give yourself a pat on your back. That was not easy last week. Um, this week, I think we're going to do a little better, especially once we get on the other side of the election, as long as we're not doing anything crazy there. But we'll definitely get more of that into the market cast tomorrow. So right here, first play you seen there was Airbnb. Gonna hop on it. Dropped down from the 120. I kind of called this as a short from 120. Just kind of kept popping off this level. Uh, Not really showing much strength. Didn't think we were going to get checked down to the lower level this quick. That happens on quite a bit of plays. I like the strength that it shows in the level. I don't like the weakness it shows in the market. You're always good for a baby bounce though off of these, especially if you're playing psych levels for percentages, which is my kind of favorite way to play backside plays. 91 here, still kind of go 3-day rule on this affirmed, which would be Monday. See what happens. Really looking forward to what the flow says on this. Kind of fit in the overall the stocks. If you guys read my posts, which I know I post a lot, but if you read them, it talks about pretty much how services, entertainment, travel, leisure, and food, energy are the only places where you're probably going to see profit for a little bit of time. All right, next up, ABC or ACB. Sorry, one. You know the lines are going to be on the chart. $1.25. Those where we're at. Um, that upper level is at 196 or $2. I just liked how we're confirming here. Kind of got higher lows on the hour, especially through the weakness of last week. If we get any kind of uptrend or news, which I think we will because the midterms, I think some states are voting it in. I could do a little research if I wanted to, but I just assume some states are doing it. Um, and they'll get that news as a positive catalyst. Liking these guys off the 125 level. Have an RTL box on the 1 hour. 125 has just kind of been it for me. All right. Next up, bros. A lot of repeats, a lot of regulars. Kind of staying in the box still until we get some more clarity in the market. Um, Even when you're playing rallies, you can play stuff you know. These guys do have ER this week, so I'm kind of mindful of that. Let's go check book value real quick. Let's do this real simple here. Book value, not real good on the book value. Um, so I'd be a little mindful up here. These guys are definitely still, I guess, a hopeful company, but they execute well and they're building. Starbucks did just beat, so that necessarily isn't good on them if they falter. We might check back here to the low, which is quite a drop. So if this 32 level um, doesn't say strong here, I'd probably walk away. I wouldn't be trying to grab this at the 20, 29 after it breaks 30. I wouldn't be trying to grab the knife down here. I'd play 3-day rule if that does happen. If not, I'm just watching maybe Monday, Tuesday if we can get a little 10%er off of this. That 32 to 35 will work just fine for me Monday morning, drinking a cup of coffee, starting it off with a good base. CCJ, man, I think I'm like going to be 90% regulars here. So I'm sorry if they're redundant, but that's kind of what we do around here. 22 lines will be on the chart. Don't have to read them there. Trust me, they're on the chart. 2213 to 2691. Yeah, we're just inside this box. I mean, the weekly, let me zoom out here for you. I mean, we're back at the first of the year here. Higher lows if you're going off of that 1, 2, 3, almost quarterly. You can see that there, just like the way the chart looks. 30 has been the top, so that, 22 to 27 range is just where I feel safe on shares, like you're not going to catch a knife or anything like that. I think we might get a divvy flush here. That's in the end of the month. Yeah, I like this, especially if the flow is supporting it. One of the better plays in the room. Reminds me of kind of like a BTU, Lemonade, all them ones. Just slower mover, but man, pays the bills. All right, Chewy. Oh, we got to go 32.03 to 42, kind of the level. Higher low did form here over the last, let's say, month. So I do like the support that's building here. Yeah, just looking for a bounce off of confirmed level that we've gotten a few times before. Nothing crazy. Even better, again, if the flow read supports it off of our level, that's what we look for. Calm. This one I put in the, what do you want to call it? Oh, hold on. Let's shout Professor out real quick. If he calls Clove this week, I'm going to scream. Flipping hate that stock. Y'all know why. All right. See if he watches video and posts about that. All right. 9:30. Our level here is the top of the channel. If you look down here on the weekly and the daily, that's the only thing I don't like. There was so many flipping ER reports. I don't think these guys were bad. Let's pull it up real quick. That's actually the secondary EDU for you guys, is just reading. Like, I use Thinkorswim a lot. It's pretty easy in here. Moomoo's pretty easy too, but Moomoo, you get a lot of this, what this is exactly, where they're just on this flipping list somewhere. And that kind of sucks, because then you got to dig through. But if you just come back and look, it's real simple. I think it was old Mooney asked me about a stock, and I just went in here and looked at the news real quick, and it wasn't great. So it's just real quick. But yeah, these guys are what, in line, it looks like, with the sales. So nothing crazy here. Yeah, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. These guys shouldn't be a big either way. But we're back on this level. I mean, we were up at 14 2 days ago. Just want to see what the flow says on this guy. Since it does have dollar strikes, there's a lot of volume, it looks like here. Should have a good read. Professor could probably define some clarity whether we're going to check back to 7 or 9. Either way, whether it's 7 back to the 14 or 9 to 14, I like. I could even live in the 7 or 9 channel here. So I do like this play in general. Dow. Dividend. Mr. Dividend. Bam. 47.92. This is kind of more of a trend play. If you look down here on the weekly, here we'll zoom this bad boy in. I mean, it's just been resilient since this October sell-off. Sorry, no, September sell-off. It's been doing good since then. So I just like the trend. It's safer to trade in the channel for me. And that's what I got here. What's the top here? 54. So 47 to 54. One of the better dividend stocks. It pays 70 cents quarterly, so that's huge. $50 stock. Gevo. I hope we're right this time, because we've been sitting down here for a while. We had a baby bump out of this to the 310 level last time, but yeah, back in here. But it failed rather quickly. So we're looking for this to hold down here. Do have the channel a little higher than we are right now. The trend is kind of squeezing off that line, so definitely some resistance there. Looking for that to flip. We do have ER. Problem with these guys, if you read into them, is they don't make money right now. They're going to make money though in the future. Here, let's pull up again. Read the news as the the EDU for the week. So these guys right here, they got this. I don't know, some airlines 6 million gallons a year. They just did Qatar Airways 5 million gallons a year. They have a deal with Delta, but they have all these deals that are dropping for biofuel. Like companies are making sure they have a piece of their fuel, but a lot of these don't kick off till yeah, let's say this is 2028. Um, you don't have nothing probably until 2024 would be the earliest I would think on some of the deals. Um, Outside of the pilot program at O'Hare Airport. So God, getting into too much on this. So I like them with the ER there. So this could be a dip opportunity. So I'm definitely waiting for that. Anywhere in the channel is good with good news though. So, it's just like these guys long term. I do have that note here, but probably talk a little bit more about the professor because again they're not profitable right now. Too much info. Too much info. I need to stop giving you guys all this info. Go go. Looked into these guys. They're flipping airplanes, like rich people stuff. Again, experiences. Bottom of the channel, 15, 29, 17, 67 is the kind of the tradable range. We did break down out of that finally after being here for quite some time. So the reclaim should come quick. If not, not what I like. Also, flow should uh flow should have that because 17 is not too far from 15. So flow should have some kind of activity there. Lemonade, probably on the hot list, probably being redundant. I don't care. I think it's going to be a good time for a lemonade. Lemonade, bam. 2205 is the level. ER coming up. This is more of a let ER play out. 2020 to 16 is the lower range. 1656, 36. Sorry. So I'm kind of looking for this trend to continue into ER and then turn it around. My favorite setup, buying the dip, so to speak. Monster. I missed this one a little late. It's not my play though. I don't like playing all-time highs, but I do think we are finally going to break this. Professor found this a while ago. I don't know which one of these flipping 100 tests, but it was just up here too high. We should have totally bought it down here at 75. Oh, that's 322. Now Z's test. I think we get through here this time. That's all. I just think we are going to push into the maybe 105s testing. Professor for him, those ones that are at all-time highs. For some reason, those contracts. Ooh, don't do that. Those contracts that have never been in play move really well. I guess that's the best way to put it. Next, literally. You know I know my stuff here, folks. I just freeball these. 778, 641s are levels here. I think the news was good on this. I forgot exactly. I ain't gonna look, but what's my note? What's my note? Oh, trend. Sorry, no, like the trend. Just think the higher we got higher, low here. Bam, bam, bam. You see it. Just looking for a breakout play from even the low sevens to the nine. Just kind of my wheelhouse. Kind of you guys see what I trade a lot. Those stocks that are 6, 7, 8, 9, i.e. like Piton, CCL, those kind of guys. They just move 60 to 70 cents. It fits my trade profile of getting in and out easy with a size that I'm comfortable with for a profit that I'm definitely comfortable with. OEC. This one, I think beat ER. Yeah, we beat the ER, complete the flip and channel in one day. Didn't really get a bite. So I'm going to see if it's pulling back. And if we have 20 strikes, I'm fine with playing that, especially after we had this crazy move on Friday. So either playing the channel, if this thing kind of fades, seems fine to me, or with the strong flow reads to 20, just hopping in and holding on. No problem there. Portillo's threw this one up in the notes when last like midweek. I like that the 22 levels confirming, giving us the opportunity to come in. Price target say 25. Like these guys long term. Restaurants in general, which you're about to hit because we're about to hit 3 of these in a row. I like the report was decent, so A lot of that this week. Read the report. That's your first EDU on the week. Just read stuff. If you like the stock, just read their stuff every day. Just check it out. Or if you're going to trade it, just skim it real quick. Red Robin. There's a lot of good ones this week, but I'm going to let ER happen. Just hit them in notes. All right, Red Robin. So, um, yeah, their ER report wasn't bad at all. I mean, there's obviously a more increase in food prices, but they're handling that just fine. I don't even think I'm on a 3-day rule here. Like this one back to the 840 level. Definitely want to see what the flow says. But this is more of that ER flush play that we always talk about. 650 looks like so it's it right now. What do we have back here on the weekly? Just to double check, right at 6. So yeah, that's a good telltale. I like that. Shack. Let me pull these up so you guys can see every time. Sorry. Shack. All right, this one's the regular numbers, just so you know. Higher, low, HL, 45, ER dip. A lot of these here. It's a trend. When you find trends, you trade trends. Shack. Especially if they're supported by flow. All right, yeah, so if you look down here, 40 is our level, but 45 holding would be better. So that's why I'm looking for that 45 higher low. Kind of gives us a little bit of breathing room, but I'm looking for this to hold as the higher low here. That would be what I want, especially if we have flow back to the 50s. Pretty simple. Similar situation as RRGB, which is Red Robin. Decent report, just cost of food. Portillo's being the only one of the three that kind of showed a profit. So, all right, next 6 RTL chart. I got that news open so I could use it, and now it's messing with my flow. 21 was the one line we had here. Kind of pivoted around it. Look for that action to continue. ER this week. I'm just kind of guessing that amusement parks were lit this year. See if flow supports that theory. Next up, Tilray. Kind of let this one marinate for about a week or two. Other ones were better, but this one is probably the blue chip of the poop weed stocks. 350 is confirming like a mug on the daily. Great trend on the weekly. So 356 it is, just like how it's confirmed. The pops are pretty nice off of that. And we have the elections this week. Again, I already talked about it with ACB. I think that you're going to get a state or two. And if they use it for national stuff, even better. SoFi, redundant Fi. I hope Tune's in watching this. I like SoFi. Where is? Oh yeah, sorry. I added these at the end because they were on the trend stock. I like where SoFi's at. 528 our level. The way it's holding 5, I mean, you guys know 5 is a huge level for stocks. I tell you that psychologically all the time. SoFi is going to prove that for us. If we break down below that, it could definitely cut another 40, 50% out. If we stay above 5 here, though, I think we're going to continue to get these pops of 20 to 30% up until we get news. Their news was great on customer acquisition, and they're really pumping the 3% in the savings account, 2.7 in the checking. Whatever, there were decent rates, better than Bank of America ever done in their whole life. So I like these guys right now. This is the level. Probably don't want to buy at my 528. That's just what we're looking to confirm. You want to buy closer to 5, but even that is a playable range. All right, CCL. Yeah, these are all trend stocks, and I'm going to show you how I got to these in a second. Sorry, yeah, they're messing up my flow because they're not in order. All right, CCL. Ballin. We called the bottom on this on the ER dip. This was one of the easier ER flushes. Just back in the channel, ran through the channel, confirming 9, seeing if we're going to go back to 11, 12 again. Pretty simple rinse and repeat here. These guys will probably be in the teens in general. If they're doing good, they probably should be closer to 20, maybe in the 20s in a perfect world. So I like these guys. long term. Um, they basically bet the boats on their company too, which I like that. Rocket Lab repeat winner. I don't think anybody traded this but me, but it's back. So we played the 410 to 477 channel. If you watch the videos, I said it's pretty much a no-brainer, low risk in this channel. More risk here now that we're confirming the top, but Artemis is, as we speak, on its way to the launch pad, so I think Space Plays will pick up. This one actually has a decent business. Read the news. Sorry. SD. Bam. No, sorry. Let me show you guys. Make sure. Yeah, SD, last one. Yeah, that's inside bar. All right, SD. Bam. Sandwich. This professor plays. Definitely, I need flow here, but the range from 20 to 30, I think they call that 50%, which was the high way back here. And then obviously it's not far from this right here, this 23, 22.5 last high. For me, that's when that breaks, there's still enough range to this one that I like this setup in general. Did just come out of ER. Their energy, of course, they did okay. All right, and trying to kind of like throw, you got to have different punches. So I try to throw different stuff down here every week where I think the best setups are. So this week I did inside bar weekly. Got 3 charts off of it, which I really don't want to talk about the charts that much, but I do want to talk about the inside bar weekly. I love, Jesus, I love inside bars. Um, and on the weekly, I think is one of the better setups. So BNGO not only has a beautiful trend with a couple inside bars with one this week, but this was on the professor's radar. 280s, kind of the break spot. So I like this setup, but you can't really hide compression there, which I love. What was the other one? We work. These guys have ER. This one is kind of just throwing a jab. Um, unless the professor has something great, we wouldn't touch this. But it is, again, high compression last week. Last week it just stayed in the zone, so I like that. And what was the third one? Oh, CS. That's right, CS. Again, nice little channel since the news of that the sky was falling. Inside bar on the low side last week. Just want to see what the professor says. But I use this inside bar a lot. And I also used contract up and contract down, and you can go in here and change the parameters, whether it's weekly, daily, hourly, right? Um, this time here, I got this on the weekly down. The weekly up had too many flipping charts, which means the market's not doing bad, or at least the stuff that I'm on is not doing bad. Um, the weekly down, 3 weeks down, there's some names on here that I would watch and or I would kind of stay away from, like Plug, until you get a confirmation. Fubo actually is squeezing down off this line, so I'd be a little careful if you're holding too much of this position. Um, but yeah, so I like those two things. Let me pop back here. So I like those two things. Inside bar, how to look at trends a little better overall by using scanners. And these right now are isolated to, well, this one isn't. That's the difference. This one right here is isolated to my watch list. Here, if I take this off, watch what this does. Yeah, let's just go. How can I clear that? Oh, right there. All stocks. All stocks. Bam. Watch what's going to happen here. Yeah. Ridiculous. So there's a lot more names, but still, you can come in here like, so BBY is not in my big scan, but it's on there. Maybe stay away from that. A couple social plays that I can help. That Cano, downhill. I know the professor was mentioning that. So yeah, I like to kind of juke my scans like that. During the week, obviously, I'll use the day or the 5 minute. Um, but yeah, just a better way to look at things. Kind of take the bias out of it. Just not the hot list. Just follow trends. So yeah. All right, everybody. Trying to keep these as short as possible so you flip and watch them. Have a good week. Hopefully, catch a little bit of voice chat. If not, at least read notes. Stay up to date. please treat us like a newspaper. I think that's where we're most beneficial. That and as a help desk, just ask questions, even the ones that you think are I guess are the stupid questions, because really there is no stupid questions. So always, talk it out in chat. More eyes, the better. All right, everyone have a great day. Respect the lines and always read the room.